The fluorescent lights of the office felt harsher than usual as I watched the clock tick toward 3 p.m. My birthday, 27 years old, and for the first time in months, I'd allowed myself to feel hopeful. Maybe this year would be different. I told
Hi guys,
Derek,
sorry
my
to interrupt,
boyfriend of 2
but I
years,
really need your
that I
support to
didn't
continue
want a
this
party.
channel.
The
So please
request was
subscribe
simple,
and like my
born
videos.
from
Thank you.
years of disappointment and a childhood that taught me celebrations often came with consequences. He'd smiled that easy smile of his and promised, "Just you and me, babe, low-key." The drive home felt longer than it should have. Traffic crawled through downtown Minneapolis, giving me too much time to think. Too much time to remember my mother's face when my father discovered her affair. Too much time to recall my first boyfriend's excuses, the way betrayal tasted like copper in your mouth when you're 16 and still believe in forever. I shook the thoughts away as I pulled into our apartment complex. Derek's car was there. Good. Maybe we'd order Thai food, watch something mindless, and I'd blow out a candle on a store-bought cupcake. Simple. Safe. The apartment door was unlocked. That should have been my first warning. I pushed it open, juggling my purse and the coffee I'd grabbed on the way home, already calling out, "Hey, I'm home early." The words died in my throat. Derek was on our couch, our gray sectional that we'd spent 3 weekends shopping for, arguing over fabric samples and cushion firmness. And on top of him, draped across his lap like she belonged there, was a woman I'd never seen before. Time does this strange thing when your world fractures. It slows down and speeds up simultaneously. I saw everything in crystal clarity, her long, dark hair cascading over his shoulder, his hands on her waist, the way her red dress had ridden up her thighs. But I also saw nothing at all, because my brain refused to process what my eyes were showing me. The coffee cup slipped from my fingers. I didn't hear it hit the floor. Derek's eyes snapped to mine. For one terrible, infinite second, we just stared at each other. Then he practically threw the woman off him, scrambling to his feet. "Wait, baby, wait." But I was already turning, already moving toward the door on autopilot, my body making decisions my mind couldn't yet comprehend. He was faster. Derek cut me off, his 6-foot frame blocking my exit, hands raised like he was calming a spooked animal. "It's just a prank, sweetheart." The words came out rushed, desperate. "It's just a prank." And then they came. Like a nightmare gaining accomplices, 10 people emerged from our hallway, from our bedroom, from our kitchen. My friends, Melissa, Jake, Sophie, others I'd known for years, carrying a cake ablaze with candles, wrapped presents, sheepish smiles. "Surprise," someone said weakly. I couldn't breathe. The walls were closing in, the faces swimming in my vision. My chest felt like someone had reached in and was squeezing my heart with their fist. "I know you said you didn't want a party," Derek continued, and now there was an edge to his voice, a tightness that I recognized. Frustration. "Come on." The tears came hot and fast, blurring everything. I couldn't stop them, couldn't control the sob that tore from my throat. Because for those few seconds, those handful of eternal seconds, I had been 7 years old again, hiding at the top of the stairs while my parents screamed. I had been 16 again, reading text messages that proved my boyfriend preferred someone else. "Stop crying," Derek said, and his tone had shifted from pleading to something harder. "Jesus, stop being so sensitive. It was just a prank." I looked up at him through my tears. This man I'd loved, who knew what my mother's infidelity had done to our family, who'd held me when I finally told him about finding my first boyfriend in bed with my best friend, who'd promised he understood why I couldn't joke about cheating. "I put all this effort in," he was saying, gesturing at our friends, at the cake, at the disaster he'd orchestrated, "so you could have a fun time, and you're crying?" Something inside me went very still. I shoved past him, not hard, just enough to break his hold on my space. Melissa reached for me. "Hey, wait!" But I was already out the door, my keys somehow in my hand, though I didn't remember grabbing them. The parking lot was a blur. My car was a sanctuary. I drove without thinking, my phone already buzzing with calls and texts that I couldn't bear to answer. At a red light, trembling, I powered it off completely. The hotel was 40 minutes outside the city, far enough, anonymous enough. The clerk barely looked at me as I paid cash for 3 nights, and I was grateful for his disinterest as I dragged myself to room 237. Only when the door locked behind me did I finally, fully break. Morning light filtered through the heavy curtains, offensively cheerful. I'd slept in my clothes, makeup smeared across the pillow. My phone sat on the nightstand like a bomb. I called my team leader first. Emma had always been understanding, and I prayed that would hold true now. Hey, my voice cracked immediately. I need a few days. Emergency. I'm so sorry. Take the time, Emma said immediately, her tone gentle in a way that made tears spring to my eyes again. Are you safe? Yes, I managed. I need time. Take it. We'll manage. The next call was harder. My Aunt Caroline lived 15 minutes from my apartment, close enough to be convenient, far enough that Derek wouldn't think to look there immediately. Come over, she said the moment I explained, voice steel warm. Pack your things. You're staying here as long as you need. Aunt Caroline's house smelled like lavender and old books. She'd been my refuge before, during the worst of my parents' divorce. The woman who taught me that family could be chosen, that love didn't always come with conditions. She made tea while I unpacked in her guest room, chamomile with honey, the way I'd liked it since I was 12. When she hugged me, I nearly broke again. You're always welcome here, she murmured into my hair. Always. I knew I couldn't hide forever. The phone call to make was terrifying, but necessary. My fingers shook as I powered on my phone for the first time in 36 hours. 347 notifications. I felt sick. The group chat with my friends was first. I scrolled through the messages, watching the evolution of panic in real time. Where are you? Please just let us know you're okay. We're so sorry about what happened. That wasn't supposed to happen like that. Then further down, we had no idea she was going to do that. Anna completely changed the plan. We didn't know she wasn't in costume until you walked in. I stared at that last message. Costume? The messages kept coming, more recent ones. Please talk to us. We're worried about you. Your boyfriend is losing his mind. My phone buzzed in my hand. They'd seen that I was online. Melissa. Thank God. Are you okay? Where are you? I took a shaky breath and started typing. I'm safe. I'm sorry for disappearing. I need to understand what happened. The responses came rapid fire, overlapping, but the story they told was disturbing in its simplicity. Derek's college friends had reconnected with him on Facebook. They'd wanted to meet me, to be part of the surprise party my actual friends were planning. One of them, Anna, suggested a prank. Not the cheating scenario I'd walked into, but something else entirely. The original plan? Derek would be attacked by a fake serial killer. Anna would be dressed in horror movie garb, wielding a prop knife, fake blood everywhere. They'd capture my shocked reaction on camera. I loved horror movies, they reasoned, so I'd appreciate the scare. Then everyone would jump out with cake and presents. My friends had been skeptical, but ultimately agreed, as long as the prank was quick. But when they'd hidden, waiting for my arrival, Anna had positioned herself on top of Derek without any costume. No prop knife, no fake blood. Just a woman in a red dress straddling my boyfriend. We didn't realize until you left, Sophie wrote. We thought the prank went off as planned. But then we saw Anna wasn't in costume, and Derek was freaking out and pushing her away. His other college friends were confused too, Jake added. They thought she forgot the costume. But then Derek kicked everyone out, and we heard him screaming at her to leave. Melissa sent a video. My finger hovered over it for a long moment before I pressed play. Shaky footage of our living room, the cake on the coffee table, confused voices. What happened to the serial killer thing? Then Derek's voice, muffled but audible through our bedroom door. Get out. Just fucking leave. Anna emerging moments later, mascara running, humiliated. We're so sorry, the messages continued. We should have questioned it more, should have made sure. This wasn't what we planned. I sat on the edge of Caroline's guest bed, phone clutched in both hands, trying to reconcile everything. "None of this is your fault," I typed back finally. "I'm sorry I scared you all. I needed space." "We get it," Melissa responded immediately, "but we want to make it up to you. Late birthday celebration this weekend? Just us. Derek and his college friends definitely not invited." Despite everything, I smiled. I'd like that. The knock on Caroline's door came the next morning. I knew before my aunt said anything. The tight set of her jaw, the protective way she stood in my doorway. "You have a visitor." Derek stood in the foyer, holding roses and my favorite chocolates, dark chocolate sea salt caramels from that boutique shop downtown. He looked awesome, hollow-eyed, unshaven, like he hadn't slept since I left. "How did you find me?" My voice came out flat. "Your phone." He had the grace to look ashamed. "There's this app. It tracks your location. I installed it months ago, remember? After your car broke down that time." I did remember. He'd framed it as a safety thing. Now it felt like surveillance. "I know I messed up," he started, and the words came tumbling out. The same story my friends had told me, but with more detail. How Anna had been the one to suggest the prank. How she'd volunteered to be the killer. How he'd been uncomfortable when he realized she wasn't in costume, but thought there wasn't time to object before I arrived home. "I panicked," he said, voice breaking. "I saw your face and I panicked and said the stupidest things. I'm so sorry." He explained about his college friends, how they'd found him on Facebook after years of lost contact, how Anna had been part of that group, how she'd seemed normal and friendly in their initial conversations. "But when we were in position for the prank," Derek continued, "and she wasn't in costume, I asked her where it was. She just said there wasn't time. And then you walked in and..." He covered his face with his hands. "God, I'm such an idiot." "What happened after I left?" "I pushed Anna away to chase you, but you were too fast." He looked up at me with red-rimmed eyes. "When I came back, everyone was asking what happened. I told them to leave. I just wanted to be alone. But Anna followed me into our bedroom." My stomach turned. "She tried to comfort me," Derek said quickly, "but then she asked..." He swallowed hard. "She asked if that meant I was single now. That's when I realized she'd planned the whole thing. She deliberately not worn the costume. She wanted you to see us like that." The room was very quiet. "I screamed at her to get out," he finished. "I've blocked all of them. I'm done with those people. I need you to know how sorry I am. I love you so much. I'm terrified of losing you." He crossed the room and pulled me into his arms, and I let him, because some traitorous part of me still wanted this, still wanted to believe in us. "Come home," he whispered, "or don't, whatever you need, but please don't give up on us." I kissed him, soft and sad and uncertain. "Help me pack." Caroline hugged me at the door, but her eyes held a warning. "If he hurts you again," she told Derek with a smile that didn't reach her eyes, "I know people." Derek laughed nervously. We drove back to our apartment in separate cars. The couch looked the same. Everything looked the same. But nothing felt the same. 5 days later, Derek woke me at 2 a.m., crying. I knew immediately that something was catastrophically wrong. "I need to tell you the truth," he sobbed. "All of it." And the floor fell out from under me again. Anna wasn't just a college friend. She was his first girlfriend, his first everything. They dated for 3 years before she dumped him after graduation, claiming she couldn't do long distance and wasn't ready to be tied down. "It destroyed me," Derek admitted, tears streaming down his face. "I was depressed for years, suicidal even. It took therapy and medication and so much work to crawl out of that hole." "And then you met me," I said numbly. "Then I met you, and you saved me. You were everything Anna wasn't, kind and patient and real. I thought I was over her. I swear, I thought I was over her." But when Anna reconnected through Facebook, when she acted like nothing bad had happened between them, when she suggested meeting up to catch up, "We slept together," Derek whispered, multiple times, "leading up to your birthday." The world went silent. It only stopped when I saw your face that night, when I saw how badly I'd hurt you. That's when I realized what I had with you was real. What I had with Anna was just ghosts. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He tried to hold me, tried to keep me from leaving as the apology morphed into desperate pleas. But I was already moving, grabbing my keys, my phone, running for my car while he shouted my name. Caroline didn't ask questions when I showed up at 3 a.m. She just held me while I cried until I couldn't anymore. The call came the next evening. "He's in the hospital," Jake said carefully. "They found him unresponsive in your apartment. He doesn't have any family nearby, and you're listed as his emergency contact." I sat in my car outside the hospital for 20 minutes before going in. Derek was still unconscious when they let me into his room. The doctor explained, overdose, but they'd pumped his stomach in time. He'd survive. I sat in the uncomfortable plastic chair and looked at the man I'd loved, the man who'd broken me twice. "I still love you," I whispered to his sleeping form. "But love isn't enough, is it?" When he woke up, I'd be there. I'd make sure he was okay, that he had the help he needed. But then I'd leave. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is walk away from someone who keeps hurting you, even when they don't mean to, even when you still love them, even when it breaks your heart all over again.